Oh.
I don't even know my password, honestly.
I have to type it. I have to type it in every single time.
Yeah, same with me.
Oh, huh.
That's weird.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Ahsoka.
Hey everyone, welcome to 5 Idiots Talking Toys. It is a special episode. It's the Ahsoka trailer. We're going to take a look at the Ahsoka trailer and get ready for the new Disney Plus series to drop. We have the final trailer in hand. Everyone is pretty excited about all the characters they're going to see from some other Star Wars content, and we're going to bring in the fellas now and jump right into the trailer watch. John is here. Brandon is here. Charles is here. And Christopher is here. Everyone looks really, really into this. Who's excited for Ahsoka? Is anyone?
No one cares.
False.
I've been watching all kinds of videos about how she's like the most important key to the whole franchise, the whole Star Wars story.
She was so important 45 years ago that she was in all 3 movies.
I'm actually very excited, but I have one thing in the back of my head that I'm a little worried about.
You gonna share it on this episode?
Yes.
Nice.
Is
Max Rebo in this? Is Max Rebo in this?
Max Rebo?
Is he? I don't know.
Maybe. I have not watched all of Rebels, and I have not watched Clone Wars, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of
I haven't
catch up.
watched any of them.
I know. I don't think any of us really have watched all of it, right?
No.
I'm going to be doing a little bit catch up.
I've watched a bunch of the Clone Wars, not all of them, and I've watched a few of the Rebels, not that many.
Let's set the record straight, though. That doesn't mean that we're not Star Wars fans, okay? So don't come at us in the DMs and in the messages for this video that we're not true Star Wars fans because we haven't watched the Clone Wars and the Rebels.
Yeah, listen,
Sam's.
We're not going to be here popping DVDs, CDs, and 8-tracks. All right.
Well, you know what it is. I think I could speak for all of us when I say that we put the animated stuff, behind the live stuff. It's secondary. That's how it was for me.
100%.
And, then years later you hear, oh my God, Clone Wars is so great. And then you hear Rebels is so good. Okay. All right. Well, I'm on board with that. And I believe it. I'm not, disagreeing with that. It's probably pretty good. I just haven't gotten through it yet. It's not the first thing I go to put on. So
I think
now,
most people do say, though, that the first season of Clone Wars is very slow.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they said the last season's the best, and
I've heard that
everybody
from,
that's watched it,
many people.
everyone that's watched it is in love with it, and the same thing with Rebels.
Yeah, exactly.
There's 1,000 episodes, so it's going to take you a
lot.
long time to watch it.
Well,
imagine Shane watching that. How long it would take for him to watch that?
I haven't
Years.
even gotten through
30 years.
halfway through Rebels.
He watches like 5 episodes of Breaking Bad and 2 episodes of
He still hasn't eaten his dinner.
He's drinking coffee, and
He still hasn't eaten his dinner from 4 hours ago.
He's
Watch.
still finishing Return of the Jedi from 1983.
There's his dinner, untouched.
I didn't want
my
to say this,
God.
but I was watching Shane at Chris's house. He was getting a hamburger and salad, and so was his daughter. I literally saw them there, and they were getting it. I went inside. I used the bathroom. My son used the bathroom. I was probably chit-chatting with my mom or somebody else. I came back outside. He was still out there putting the food on his plate. So then I walked, around, right around the house. I went in the backyard. I was sitting down. Shane must have came with the food. No joke. 2 to 3 minutes after that, he finally came back with the food. And you know what? Didn't eat the hamburger. The hamburger was getting swarmed by Yellow Jacks. Chris is sweating in the backyard. He's flipping these burgers, breaking his back. Yep. Shane doesn't eat the hamburger. Like, he doesn't care.
Doesn't care.
Went to waste.
Do I spoil the story and talk about how fake all of this is and how false, or do I just let it fly?
I believe every second of this.
I didn't even have a hamburger.
It was your daughter's hamburger that she didn't eat.
Yeah, I know, and you know,
See?
an
It's valid.
8-year-old is not going to eat a quarter-pound hamburger.
It's valid.
But, you know.
So what I'm saying is valid. You just said it's.
I can vouch for Charles because when Shane was going to get food, the first thing I said was, "Can you bring me a can of Coke when you guys come back?" Because I was sitting down and I finished my food. It must have been 15 minutes after my food. I was choking. I was so
Choking it
thirsty. They finally brought the can of Coke.
My sweet 8-year-old daughter reached down elbow deep into that freezing ice and got a Coke from the bottom of the cooler. And look at the thanks that she gets. No, you know what? I had that sandwich that you had. That chicken cutlet sandwich was amazing. That you had.
Oh, yeah,
I had
what was on it? Tell us more.
Yeah, tell us. We were able to
roasted
make
pepper, fresh mozzarella, and then I had your wife or your family's empanadas.
Oh my God, how good are those?
So
German
good.
empanadas.
No,
So good. I was full. I wasn't even
Not
hungry
my
for a
family.
hamburger. The empanadas were so good, and then I had some ziti and I had some
Salt
All right.
pepper.
sausage and pepper. That's what I had. So come on. All right, here we go.
Okay. Great episode. See you guys tomorrow.
Real question.
Yeah.
Do you use the Dales for your hamburger?
Huh?
The what?
Do you use Dales for your hamburger to season
What's
it?
that?
Who's
that?
Dale?
What's
You never
that?
heard of Dales?
Why is he
this
on
is
my
gonna be a
hamburger?
Georgia thing.
It's a sauce.
Dale Murphy?
This is so Georgia.
Yeah.
So Georgia.
Laurie's,
I don't use the Dales,
Laurie's
but a lot of
seasoning?
people I know
Who the
use the
hell's
Dales
Dale?
to add a little flavor to the burger.
I mean, Laurie's seasoning salt.
Laurie,
No.
yeah, seasoned salt's good. Yeah.
I've heard of Lori's, never
Never
Dale.
Dales. It's like a sauce.
Oh
no Earnhardt stuff here, man.
When I
Yeah,
go to
maybe.
Seattle, my family's they have all sorts of seasoning and stuff that we don't have East Coast either. So I think it's all regional. Everyone, thanks very much for watching 5 Idiots Talking Toys. You can go to our website to see all the links for our show, all of our socials. 5idiotstalkingtoys.com will get you to our Road 5 sales page. And you can also support this stupid show on Patreon now. The address is at the bottom of the screen. Please stop by our Patreon. Check that out. We are going to be pushing out some custom content, some unique content there for our followers and supporters. So if you can do a little bit to support the show, we'd appreciate it. Let's jump right into the Ahsoka trailer now, John. Food chat is over. It's time
War
for Star Wars.
is inevitable. One must destroy in order to create. We are no Jedi.
I started hearing whispers of Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire.
What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power, such as you've never dreamed.
I've spent most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one. You and I both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
You never made things easy for me, Master.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can. But I'm counting on you to see this through.
Nice haircut. Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings.
Buckle up.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything will be in vain. You have no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
All right.
Oh, baby.
Well, that's a reminder for me as well that we're getting 2 episodes for the premiere.
Which is usually not a good thing.
No?
In the history of the 2-episode premiere, it hasn't been good.
Okay.
Usually means the first episode's a little bit slow, so they need to throw in a second one.
But this one, I don't know, man. There seems like there's a lot of action in this. This looks pretty good.
What I like about that, though, John, I was just going to say real quick, what I like about that, though, is you can watch one episode and, you know, you can wait like 2 days to watch the next one. And then before you know it, the third one is out, you know, like you don't, that way you don't have to, you know, feel like you're waiting so long.
Yeah, I hope they're equal parts story and action.
So here's my take on it. It seems like they have an agenda with the show, and it's really pushing females, and all the males are bad. There's a lot of girls in this one, which is usually not, and it seems like most of the men who were in the show, they're bad.
To see if that's true.
I mean, there's some female characters in there. They didn't really show any of the other characters from Rebels, other than Sabine and Hera or whatever.
True.
And Chopper.
I mean, it's a possibility because, I mean,
Disney they did show
known.
Ezra. I think that was Ezra there with the short hair.
Yeah. There's a lot of women in the show. There's a lot.
Disney has been known to push an agenda, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that's not the case.
Yeah.
So you're driving on the parkway. You turn around.
30 miles an hour.
30 miles an hour. It's a pickup truck.
Comes right on.
Oh boy.
The guy has
look
a
in the
beard.
rearview mirror. Who do you say?
The guy has a beard.
Shane driving the pickup.
He's slamming Coors Light, throwing him out the window. You pull up next to him. It's Shane.
Hate Coors Light. Oh god. It's the worst.
No, all I was thinking was 2 trains on the same track colliding, train wreck. I watched that. Zero.
You think it's going to be a train wreck?
Zero interest. I think it's.
Are you going to give it a chance?
Not the first few weeks. I'm going to wait like weeks and weeks and weeks into it.
We've
But
tried
Chris-
this whole thing where we watch the episode and review the episode after it, and I think the most we ever got out of it was Book of Boba Fett. We made it through 6.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I have zero desire to watch the show.
Chris has been so burned by these shows because he was the most excited out of all of us. He was pumping it
Book of
so
Boba.
hard.
Oh
Book
my
of
god.
Boba really grinded his gears.
He was pumping Boba like Rula was pumping those comics to buy.
Yeah, he's got his gears are so grinded. There's nothing left.
So in Legoland, seeing Sabine Wren's like helmet is like huge because that's like it's like a rare like piece in Lego for that helmet. Like that helmet is like $100 or like $125 just to get that helmet. It's like really expensive for that helmet. So once that helmet was shown, like all the Lego people were so excited.
Why are people losing Sabine's helmet?
Stupid.
No, like just a certain Sabine that had the helmet was, I guess, hard to get or whatever. But the helmet's worth a lot of money.
Did that Sabine come with an E-wing or something?
I'm not even sure.
Do you have one?
Did they put out a Sabine Lego helmet, like the helmet set to build the helmet?
No.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
So this was just a figure that came in a certain set.
Yeah. His Sabine's with a helmet and without a helmet, but the actual helmet is like a sought after piece.
Yeah. I like the kind of the nod to the Rebels animated series with the kind of like the cartoon. The cartoon fresco on the wall. That was cool. That was pretty cool. I like that.
That was that Comic-Con. They actually had the wall there. You could take a picture in front of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Even though the Ahsoka character is very popular and everyone like loves her,
everyone loves Ahsoka.
I don't think she will be enough to carry that show. So they're gonna have to show the Mandalorian at some point, maybe Baby Yoda, Luke Skywalker. I don't think she's gonna be enough.
I think there may be enough supporting characters.
I think this bounces around a couple times.
Yeah.
This series, so I don't think this is after Return of the Jedi, right? Or am I wrong?
I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. I have no idea.
Where is it in the timeline? I have no idea.
Well, they showed the Rebels, and that Rebels was before A New Hope, right?
I don't know. I've never seen Rebels.
I think so. Yeah.
So I don't think that they would show, Din Djarin and Baby Yoda and all that. Man, maybe they will, or I don't know.
Then I feel bad for the show.
I'll tell you what, though. Buy Chopper stuff because Chopper's already popular.
Yeah.
It's going to be even more popular now.
Little droid. He's a
The
little droid.
little orange-headed
Really?
5 unit Chopper.
I didn't even know that.
I'll drop them. I have some video. I'll drop them in a short so you can see them, Chris.
I had like 10 Chopper figures, different variations, like a Funko Pop, a figure, a Black Series, and stuff. They were all gone the first 3 weeks we were open.
Wow.
I was like, I had no idea.
Everybody loves Chopper.
Yeah.
Chopper.
Droids are always popular.
Yep. And the E-Wing, the revival of the E-Wing in this episode, in this series too, that's going to be pretty cool.
Are you going to watch it, John?
I'm probably going to give it a shot, yeah. I mean, I'll give it a shot. But if I don't like it, I won't lie about it. That's for sure.
Oh, we never do.
No. Like Book of Boba Fett, for the first episode, I was like, "This is I don't want to watch this." But as far as like going back to what Charles was saying about agendas and stuff, have you seen anything else other than when you're talking about when you hear people talking about the Acolyte, which is coming out, right? Which is supposed to be ancient Jedi stuff, right? So. When you hear people talking about the Acolyte, do you hear anything else other than this is going to be the most diverse Star Wars story in the Star Wars universe? That's all anybody's said about it.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It. Huh?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The Acolyte. That's the next series that's coming out. But as far as like talking about Disney agendas,
yeah,
there's definitely a Disney agenda because the only thing I've ever heard about the Acolyte is how diverse. Two things: how diverse the series is going to be, the most diverse Star Wars series in the Star Wars universe, and finally something for Black Star Wars nerds. I've heard those two things.
So right there, I can tell you that people aren't going to like it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what does that? I don't understand. What does that matter? Does that bother people?
What?
If they're making a series and it becomes more and more diverse, the actors that they have in the series, like who cares?
Right. It's the thing is they're calling attention to the diversity.
Oh, they're calling attention to it
instead of the quality of the show and what the story's about.
Yeah.
I'm not watching the show because it's diverse.
Well, yeah. I guess I see what you're saying. Maybe they're trying to reach new fan bases and
they should just make a show on what it's supposed to be about, and you don't.
Yeah, maybe if they just
go into
like maybe like if you just make beer and stick to making beer, and
yeah. Well, I just looked it up, and it looks like it's been confirmed, even by Rosario Dawson in an interview, that it takes place in the same time as Mandalorian season 3. So it's happening simultaneously. Now, whether they have flashbacks,
he's going to be.
I'm sure
he's going to be on there. He's 100% on there.
She confirmed it takes place between the original trilogy and the modern trilogy, the 7, 8, 9, but that it very specifically takes place at the same time as Mandalorian season 3. So
I wish I would have seen some of the rebels flying around in 4, 5, and 6.
We all know how Mando season 3 played out, so
I loved it.
Oh, I know
it was excellent.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I just didn't like Christopher Lloyd, unfortunately. It's not his fault.
Absolutely terrible.
Jack Black did it. That was a great episode.
I mean, that episode was
Lizzo
that episode was terrible.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got Ahsoka coming. It's coming up August 23rd.
I'm excited.
Around the table. Let's go around the table.
Yeah.
Shane, you first. Thoughts?
Listen, I've given my thoughts on these series in the past. Anybody who watches the show regularly probably has heard me say I'm excited for any new Star Wars content. Doesn't mean I have to love everything. Doesn't mean every episode's going to be great. But as long as somebody is carrying the tent pole and making new content and introducing younger fans, to Star Wars who haven't watched it before, and they're catering to adults who are the original fans like ourselves, and there's something for us in there, I'm excited. So I'm going to be watching it, absolutely. My kids love watching these shows. I watch them first and kind of introduce them to each new show that comes out. I'm locked and loaded.
I am apprehensive about saying whether I'm going to like it or not.
You don't know if you're going to like it, but are you excited about? Are you excited about it?
To say that I'm excited about it, so I'm probably not.
Will you
not
sign
really
up
about it?
Are you going to sign up for Disney Plus?
I have Disney Plus.
Oh,
Are you going to sign up for our Patreon?
I'm not going to do that. That's
he's going to pay for his own show.
The stupidest thing ever.
We already do that.
We already do that.
We already pay for our own show.
Okay.
What about you, Brandon?
Oh, Brandon.
I am looking forward to new content. I feel like maybe I need to watch Rebels and Clone Wars to kind of catch up, because there seems to be like a lot of that stuff going on there. So maybe I should do that to see who's who on these episodes. So I'm a little apprehensive in the fact that I might not know what's going on. So I definitely need to do my homework there. But it looks like good content. I mean, never judge a book by its cover. All I've seen are these previews, and that's what they are trying to show is a lot of the action scenes and bringing back, the Ghost and the Rebels crew, which I think is going to be great for them. Seeing them in live action. So I'm looking forward to its new content. And like I said, I've never seen these people before, so I need to do some homework. So that's where I stand.
That is a good point, Brandon, that there's a lot of young Star Wars fans, and their favorite thing is Rebels.
Yeah.
So if
they're going to have a lot of people watching, I know that.
Yeah. Because we kind of learned that even more so when we were at the convention in Nashville. Yeah. The lines for the Rebel actors were nuts, like way more than the older actors from the original trilogies.
I'm kind of angry they didn't use
for sitting there at the table like this.
Yeah, it was true.
I'm kind of mad they didn't use Tia Sakar to be the Sabine actress, but whatever.
Yeah. All right, Chris, how about you? Are you excited about this new series? Are you going to dive in?
No, I could care less. I like new content. Yeah, yippee do, but it has
yippee-doo!
It has nothing to do with original Star Wars. So personally, I really
yippee-doo! I won the lottery. All right, yippee-doo.
Ahsoka is a character that was written into the story 25 years after the fact to keep this thing going, and I could care less.
Okay. Yippee-doo! I mean,
yippee-doo, mofo.
That's another T-shirt.
Yippee-doo.
All right, Charles.
Have Chris riding the Rancor.
Yippee-doo!
Yippee-doo, mofos.
I'm actually really excited for it. I just don't like when they force some kind of like agenda. So I'm just really hoping it's not like women are good and men are bad, which it looks like from the previews. That's what they're doing, which is just make a show. Like, you don't have to force something down my throat. You can make this show for like mostly for girls and not really for guys. Fine. You don't have to do like the girls are good and the boys are bad, though.
But this is Disney. This is what they do.
It's Grand Admiral Thrawn.
I'm hoping it's not like Thrawn is the bad guy and all the good people are all the girls, and I'm just really hoping that's not what it is.
Yeah. Girls just want to have fun.
It's Grand General
Thrawn. They can. Just you don't have to force it down my throat.
Force feed you.
General Spawn.
The other thing we didn't talk about is what these bad guys are. Like, they look like they're Sith, but from what I've read, the little bits that I've read, people in the know that know all the background of these super nerds that know all the background.
People in the know.
Yeah, so they're not Sith, and they don't have red sabers. They have orange, like these orange red sabers, and that probably means something.
They're posers.
Well, it means that they're like a different sect or something. So it'll be interesting in like
Darth Nihilus.
It'll be interesting to see who all these characters are and make sense of it.
Well, we definitely know they're not Jedi because he says it in the trailer. We're not Jedi.
Right. And for those who know, one other thing we'll be looking for and interested in is I was really sorry to hear that the actor who plays like the main Sith kind of guy, Ray Stevenson, passed away recently. And he passed away right after they finished, filming and editing the series. So, I don't know if they've adjusted the ending, to account for that, because obviously if there's a season 2, they'll have to go along with that. But I was really sorry to hear because I've always liked him as an actor. He was in.
He's a good singer too.
Is he?
Yeah. The Mississippi Squirrel Revival.
Don't know.
I just want to say that
he was in Rome, and that's one of my favorites.
Is he saying Yippee Doo?
I just want to say that Yippee Doo is actually not a word. I just searched it on Google. Yippee Dippy Doo is, and it's only with one O at the end. But
here's what's going to happen.
Yippee Doo like that is a new word that Chris just made up.
Here's my prediction.
Schnippies.
Here's my prediction. Shane is going to love it like he loves everything.
Thank you.
John is going to hate it.
Oh,
I am going to hate it. Brandon is gonna. You don't know what Brandon's gonna do. Brandon sits on the fence with one leg on each side. He talks positively and then he talks negatively, so you never really know what he likes. Charles is gonna start off hating it, but then miraculously after 6 months, he's gonna love it. And that's what's gonna happen.
I watched it again. I got to sit down and watch the whole thing.
It was amazing.
And I loved it.
I love it. And Shane, you can put a big pile of horse manure on screen, and Shane goes, "I love it. It's so good. Oh my god, there's a saber next to a horse poo."
Well, it's his.
Shane loves everything.
This is his thing though. Like he loves Leia Bouche, and he loves female characters. He is going to be overloaded with female characters.
He collects
There's going to be so many female characters. He's going to have to start 5 new collections.
Shane couldn't.
He loves
bring himself to mention that he was looking for
the
a
agenda. He loves all that stuff. Loves it.
Shane's going to be skipping down Walmart's line, just screaming "Yippee doo,
yippee doo."
Shane is in all the groups going. I have this model trim. I don't know how to display
it up.
I don't know how to display it. Does anybody have any ideas? And everyone is like, doll stand.
I don't want a doll. That's what I'm saying. I don't want a doll stand.
For an alternative method to do this, but it looks like I'm gonna have to go with this nice stand. Everyone's like, doll stand.
It's the most shown item in our entire show. Every episode, he just holds it has nothing to do with the conversation. He just holds it up. He's like, "Oh, metal? Oh, I have metal.
Look at this.
Shane, look at it. I don't want a doll stand.
Is this thing on? Oh, that's not my microphone.
Shane's licking it
yippee doo,
yippee doo.
There has to be a way to stand up a figure without getting a doll stand.
There isn't.
He's going to be looking for an Ahsoka model trim.
Shane, which dolls do you have? You have a 12-inch Leia doll.
Shane, what pathetic loser out there is going to make a stand for a model trim figure?
No.
No one cares.
No, what I'm saying is whoever collects these must have figured out some way to display them. By
put it on a magnet.
By repurposing something else. I don't want a doll stand.
Get a big magnet.
A big magnet. I'm not. Listen, there are some people out there that are huge Ahsoka fans, like men, women, children, that are nuts, like Sabine Wren. I'm not you're
not an Ahsoka fan. You're a huge Disney fan. Huge.
I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm not a Disney person.
Disney. Huge Disney.
No. Charles is a Disney person. Charles has a house that's at Disney World.
I have a Disney timeshare. Meaningless of the conversation.
Jane just showed a vintage collection figure of what? The retro line of what? What figure was
garbage.
Mandalorian.
Let's go around the line. You only have to say the name of the person. Don't add a name to the comment. Name of the person. If you could pick one of us 5 are skipping through Walt Disney World singing Yippee Doo, who do you think it would be? Shane, you go first.
Charles.
John?
Shane.
Brendan?
Shane.
Chris?
Shane.
And my answer? Shane.
I have not been to Disney World since 2004. You go every year.
I can see you walking around.
I haven't been there in 20
years and everything.
He's got the Mandalorian ears.
Shane has the Ahsoka saber, walking around, play fighting at Disney.
There's 2 of them.
He's screaming Yippee Doo.
He walks around like this because there's 2 of them.
He's screaming at everyone Yippee Doo, and they're like, "What the hell is that?"
The truth is I've only been to Disney World twice. I was in 6th grade, and it was the last time was 20 years ago. Charles is there every year, skipping and yippying and doing.
Yeah, see, I don't know when Shane. I know Chris hasn't been to Disney in forever because he likes just to go to Atlantis and that's it. Right. I know Charles goes, once a year, maybe, whatever. John,
Randy goes every weekend.
I go every weekend. And Shane, I thought Shane went a couple times recently, but I guess I'm wrong there. So
no, I want to go to the Star Wars park. I was saying that recently.
Yeah.
That like
when you move to Savannah, you're going to be about 4.5 hours away.
Yeah,
you'll be a lot closer, and that'll be good. Although I did hear from one of our viewers that they enjoyed Disneyland more than Disney World because it's not as spread apart as Disney World is. So.
False.
Yeah, that's false. That he's lying, or someone hit him over the head.
Who was that? David Shawn?
Chris, how are you doing with this
golf course? That guy doesn't go to Disney.
Chris, how are you doing with this 15-minute episode?
Oh, it's fantastic. We're 36 minutes in.
36 minutes into a 15-minute episode.
This could be another full. Let's just throw it on as a full episode.
I summed it all up already of what exactly is going to happen.
Sam, you're probably right.
Sam's is going to love the show.
Oh my god,
Sean Burrell's going to love the show.
He's like worse than Shane.
Yeah, all these people are going to love the show. And
I had negative stuff to say.
This is awesome.
It's just
I had negative stuff to say about Boba, and I did not like.
He's got a countdown on his page.
Of Andor. So
Sam has a countdown on his personal page.
How you just that's what Shane does. And then I didn't like Andor. I didn't like the beginning of Andor. He always has to like put like a positive spin on it. You either
we
like
have
it
recorded
or you
stuff.
don't like it. It's good or it's bad.
So we have recorded episodes of me criticizing those series.
Shane's a real YouTube guy. He loves it and he hates it at the same time. There's no he's never on one side or the other.
I think Brandon and I have been pretty similar in talking about these different shows where we generally like it, but we have problems with it. I think we both point out different things that we have problems with.
Yes, but Brandon actually points the problems out way more than you do. You point the problems out and then you plant flowers in it to make it sound better. That's what you do.
Yippee-doo! Yep.
Charles hates everything. And then, I'm saying Chris was so right on. You hate every show,
and then
you watch it a fourth time 6 months later, and you love it.
He's like, I watched an episode 4 times.
It freaking pisses me off. That's why. Because I want it to be good.
Yeah.
I want to say yippee do, but I may be saying yippee don't.
I think Charles is lying to all of us. I think secretly he hates all of this stuff.
Of course he does.
And he's just saying that he likes it just to be positive Pauly, but he's really negative Nancy. Hates them all.
He doesn't even know who Chewbacca is.
Chris has been so excited about every series.
What's that?
This one I'm not. Kidding. This one I'm actually not. This one I'm not.
Chris has been so excited for every series, and then he hates them.
This one I'm
John
not.
has not really been very excited, and then he hates them. Charles has been very excited and hates them, and then 6 months later loves them.
Secretly, he hates them.
Yeah, and then
I can already tell that
like them.
This one is going to be the most popular show for all the nerds, and most of the real people are just going to say the show sucks.
Okay.
That's what's going to happen.
No nerds here.
All right. Well,
surrounded by toys.
One way or the other, if you're a Star Wars fan, I don't know how you don't watch these shows. Even if you don't watch them, week to week. At some point when a bunch of episodes are out, how do you not, check them out? I don't know.
I don't know. I fall into that category because I have not watched Rebels or Clone Wars because I frankly just don't have time to sit down and
it's
watch
understandable.
I'm talking about the
Brandon,
live action.
You're a Star Wars fan because you watched episodes 4, 5, and 6.
And that's where I ended it.
Exactly. So who cares about Rebels and Ahsoka and all this stuff? They weren't even in that. Who cares? Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. Get out of your
What is he doing?
Get out of your basement. Shave the beard. Lose some weight. Stop drinking beer and let it go.
My main question my main question that may have been answered somewhere in Clone Wars or something. I just didn't see it. But how was Anakin her? He wasn't even a Jedi Master, but how was he?
He was training her.
Watch
Rebels.
Her,
no one knows.
Is
Watch
that where
Rebels.
it is? Yeah. It's later on in Rebels. All right.
I watched enough of Rebels to know that.
No one knows.
But where was she in the prequel trilogy? I know she was created after the fact, but
all right,
Shane, where did Anakin have time for that?
Shane needs to let us
know.
know.
He was training Jar Jar, and then he dropped Jar Jar, and now he's training her.
Oh, Jar Jar! Oh, God.
With Jar Jar swimmies. All right, that's going to do it for this special episode. We really should turn this into a whole episode. For this special episode of 5 Idiots Talking Toys, you can go to our website, 5idiotstalkingtoys.com, for all the links to our socials, our merch shop. Grab a t-shirt or go to our Patreon and become a supporter of the show. We're going to have some exclusive content there in the near future, and we will see you back here on our YouTube channel for our Sunday night episodes, as well as our Wednesdays, Wins and Whiffs of the Week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on 5 Idiots Talking Toys.
Bye.
Yippee do or yippee don't.
Yippee do!